Hey, what's up, Hilo News family? Welcome to another episode of the Can We Talk podcast, our show where we talk to dope people in the community doing dope things. And today is no different. We actually have a very special edition of the Can We Talk podcast because we're going to be talking about a serious issue that is going on in the city of Miramar, and you need to know all about it. So, without further ado, I would love to welcome to the show the City of Miramar Mayor, Mayor Wayne Messam. Hey, what's up, Mayor Wayne
Hey, how you
Messam?
doing, Janae?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. Happy to be here
Good.
for the first time.
I know. Look, we've been covering the city of Miramar for years and covering things that you've been doing in the community. But this is my first time with this interview with you, and I'm kind of excited about it because y'all been doing some really great things in Miramar.
Yeah, I'll try to take it easy on you.
Yeah, don't give me too much. But today there's been an issue in the news, and I'm glad we have this opportunity for you to kind of really break things down so people understand why it's important and why they should be supporting the city of Miramar in their efforts. And it has to do with a trash incinerator that's going to be built in Miami-Dade County, and it's going to be affecting the city of Miramar residents. And so I want to jump right into it. Why is the incinerator being built in Miami-Dade County become such a contentious issue for the city of Miramar?
Well, back in September of 2023, I became aware of Miami-Dade County's proposal based off of the county's mayor proposal to replace the Cavanta incinerator that burnt down in Doral last February. It was a very serious fire that basically took offline the incinerator that processed about 60% of Miami-Dade County's garbage that they burned. As a result of that, Miami-Dade counties had to make other means of disposing trash in Miami-Dade County until this can be replaced. So instead of just rebuilding back at the Cavanta site in Doral, the mayor of Miami-Dade County basically wants to do a master campus that will have multiple assets on one campus to address garbage disposal from a comprehensive standpoint for today and moving forward. It became very alarming for us in the city of Miramar because the consultant's report that was provided by the mayor to the Miami-Dade County Board of County Commissioners basically preferred or recommended a site called the Old Opa-locka West Airport site, which is located just under an eighth of a mile from the city of Miramar, near our Sunset Lakes community, right across the street from the Everglades near US 27. They said that there were no residents near this site. This would be the most ideal place to put, this incinerator because no one wants garbage in their backyard, right? So we became aware of this recommendation that Miami-Dade County's mayor, Daniela Levine Cava, was recommending to the Board of County Commissioners in Miami-Dade County. So we attended the meeting, we cried foul, we held a meeting actually prior to that commission meeting with the mayor, shared some choice words I won't necessarily say here, and say, well, how can you say there's no residents near? Miami-Dade County is not the end of the universe. Miramar is just on the other side of the county line, and we have not only tens of thousands of Miramar residents, but nearly 250,000 of Broward County and some Northwest Dade residents that would be impacted by this. So
Wow.
because of that, it pretty much put a break on the process. And the mayor currently right now was charged by the county commission to come back with a site selection. And they identified 3 sites: the site near Miramar, the existing site where the incinerator burned down, and another site in Medley, which is predominantly a industrial city. All evidence and signs are pointing that the mayor still is going to recommend what we're calling the Airport West site near us. It has not been formalized yet, but their first meeting in September, the mayor will be bringing forward her recommendation for the county commission to decide.
Wow. How is the city fighting this?
Well, we're fighting this by bringing forward the awareness. First of all, I encourage your listening and viewing audience to really understand that there are so many more economical environmentally sustainable methods of processing garbage. You don't just have to burn it. Burning and incineration is such a harsh process. It emits chemicals into the air despite all this new technology that they're touting. It is burns so much energy to produce, although they're saying it'll be nearly a net zero production, which is hard to believe. But at the end of the day, no one wants to have the emissions of the incineration, because no matter what they say, there are going to be smokestacks and there's going to be emissions, whether you see it, hopefully not smell it. It can impact our risk of our health, our human health. It can impact our water, drinking water. That's right below the site. As you know, the aquifer is just 5-6 feet below us all in Florida, where most of our utilities draw water. And what is even more alarming is it's right across the street from the Everglades. And we don't have the opportunity to have any mishap or any mistake, any calamity that could happen, like the fire in Doral, would be unforgivable. You can't unsee or undo something like waste being spilled into such fragile environments. So I know this is a very heavy subject, perhaps
No,
for
but I'm glad you're breaking
your
it down like
listeners.
that.
It's important, it's important
Yeah.
to us all, because we drink this water, we breathe this air. This is our home. South Florida is such a beautiful place, our quality of life, which we all have enjoyed. And at the end of the day, Miramar residents don't have a vote in this process. We're in Broward County, so the elected officials are not accountable to us. There's so many civil rights, environmental rights issues that we are claiming, being that Miramar is a majority Black and brown community, your audience, and no one deserves to have this type of facility just placed, in the backyard. We did not move to the nuisance. You're bringing the nuisance to us, and we are fighting to ask Miami-Dade County to reconsider this location, reconsider the means and methods of how they're going to dispose their trash, because we can't be in a society that only landfill garbage and burn garbage, because it is not the most viable process of disposing waste.
Thank you for breaking that down. My next question is, what should we all be concerned about if the incinerator does get built at the site they are proposing?
Well, first of all, you are now can impact the health for our residents and your neighbors. You are now introducing, in a fragile environment in a suburban community, this very industrial, intense activity. It just does not make sense. It's bewildering. It's upsetting. It's alarming. And the question I pose to Miami-Dade County is that if this facility is so safe, if this process is so efficient, I don't see any proposals of placing this in Key Biscayne, in Aventura, in Miami Gardens, in all of the communities, Coral Gables, for that matter, Surfside. But you want to think that, okay, we're going to put it in the furthest northwest corner of Miami-Dade County, away from all the Miami-Dade County residents, and then we'll just let those poor little Broward folks deal with it. That's how we see it, because I'm just calling a spade a spade. And we just can't. That's why we need to be concerned about this. But beyond that, we have to leave an environment for the next generations and generations unborn. When you go around the world, and even some areas of this country, areas that are more populated than us, that have just as sensitive environmental conditions, they have so much more state-of-the-art ways of disposing of their trash. And this is the time, before we spend over $1 billion to build this type of facility. Here is the time where you now can make the investments and partnering with your neighbor in Broward County to see how, from a regional standpoint, we can join our efforts and our assets, our collective intellect and resources to find a way for us to responsibly recycle, to do composting and other types of disposal technologies that are thriving in other places of the world in this country.
Wow, and honestly, you just gave me, a good layup to my next question because I wanted to know from you some specific and some other viable alternatives to what they're proposing in Miami-Dade County.
Well, we have a mandate to, I think it's 75% recycling in this state. We're not going to reach that. There's not a comprehensive um, facility or asset or even initiative and investment in taxpayer dollars to help us to get there. There's just so much waste with our plastics and so many reusable materials that if we had the political will, so to speak, to work with consumers, to work with manufacturers and how they're delivering and preparing products, packaging, which is leading to a lot, of this waste. We haven't heard a lot about it, but there's not to get too technical, but there's a lot of concerns with PFAS. That's PFAS. Just Google it. These are just basically eternal chemicals that is hard to detect and is causing cancer. There are
Oh, wow.
microplastics. They're just the derivatives of plastics that is undetectable, and these things are leading to illnesses and morbid conditions. We need to be more conscious about how we're delivering products. We even need to look at ourselves as consumers. Convenience and efficiency is the rule of the day. We're not asking everyone to become cavemen and women, but there's ways for us to, if we, why choose plastic when you can get a more biodegradable material like paper, right? That can do the
Mhm.
same thing. So these are things. The more we educate our community, we 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 want to ensure that our future is intact. Next generations is given what we have received. And at the end of the day, we have our vessels to protect. And I believe that when people understand how these chemicals impact us, how our environment is impacted in the way we bury garbage in landfills that are
Mhm.
tens of feet and hundreds of feet high, and they may put nice grass over them, but all the soot that's under there it's seeping down into our drinking water. It's just and the smell that is associated with it. So we really need to pay attention to these things.
No, and this is a very important conversation and a timely conversation. I'm glad you guys are bringing this to the forefront. What can concerned citizens do who oppose this?
Well, what we're asking everyone to do first and foremost is to go to miramarfl.gov/no burn. It's a lot of information on that website. You can provide us your information. We can keep you informed. If you want to join us in voicing our concerns about this incinerator to Miami-Dade County, we invite you, and there's a way for you to be able to do that. Follow us on social media, the City of Miramar, on all social media platforms. We have a lot of information there that can help you be able to stay engaged. And again, Miami-Dade County Commission, as of today, has not selected the Airport West site, but we do see that a lot of evidence is pointing towards the selection of that site. This is an election year. The mayor's up for election. Many of the commissioners are up for election. And we know that that can be a lot of pressure. And residents want to know, where are they going to place or site this incinerator? And it's very hard when you're on the ballot to say that, oh, by the way, we're going to put it back in Doral, or we're going to put
Mm.
it closer to your neighborhood, opposed to saying that we're going to just stick it in the corner up there in Northwest Miami-Dade County, across from the Everglades, and in the back door of Miramar, where they can't do anything about it, and place it there.
Well, if you're looking at the screen, we have the flyer on there for more information or for you to sign the petition. Also, too, you can follow the City of Miramar on Instagram and on social media to get more information. And the website that Mayor Messam mentioned. Mayor Messam, before I let you go, is there anything else that we should know about as concerned citizens about this the incinerator that could be built in this area?
Well, I do know many of your viewers are millennials. I tip my hat off to millennials, always on the front lines as it relates to social justice, environmental justice, and the site. I didn't even mention, it has endangered species on the site.
Oh, wow.
80% of the site is wetlands. And there will be a loss of a lot of wetlands due to this construction. And we feel that in the city of Miramar, we won't sit back and allow this to happen. If the county does select this site, we do have the support of other stakeholders and partners who will stand with us and fight this legally. Just to build this without opposition, just the regulatory process could take 7 to 10 years to build. And we're saying to Miami-Dade County, why tie up your resources and your ability to come forward with a long-term plan with adding to that long regulatory process to build a facility of this magnitude and size to also fight and have a legal battle on your hands, because you don't it's just a waste of time. It's a waste of taxpayer dollars and resources, and this thing could take 15 to 20 years to build. And we're that committed to ensure that we protect not only the city of Miramar, we have the city of Pembroke Pines, Southwest Ranches, Weston, and other communities that stand with us to ensure that we stop the construction of this incinerator. So I'd like to thank your audience for taking the time to listen to this mayor talk about just how serious this issue is, and for you to pause to bring this subject matter to light should be commended.
Thank you so much. Look, I mean, as somebody who grew up in Miami Gardens and know that area of like West Dade and West Miramar or West Broward County, to know that it would be so close to my backyard, I thought it was very, timely and important for us to have this conversation. So thank you for breaking down all of that information. Mayor Messam, before you go, I want to give you another chance to plug how people can, concerned citizens can oppose this, how they could sign the petition, how they could follow you if they want to. You're one of the swaggiest mayors out there, so they want to follow you. Let them know all the things so they could stay connected to the city of Miramar and you.
Oh yes, follow City of Miramar. You can follow the City of Miramar, all social media platforms. You can follow myself, Wayne Messam. You'll see me on social media, very active on social media. I know I have the shirt and tie on. I'm in the office right now, but we do so many cool things in the city of Miramar. One of the funnest places to be in the country in terms of not only providing cultural experiences for our community, but we are an economic hub. We have more Fortune 500 companies in the city of Miramar that's either headquartered or regionally headquartered here, right in the city of Miramar. That's more Fortune 500 companies than any city in South Florida. That includes West Palm Beach, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. A lot of people don't know that. We are a significant economic engine, not only to South Florida, but to Florida. And we will be protecting, not only what we've built over the years, but we want to preserve and grow. Miramar has always had a great regional relationship with Miami-Dade County, as well as with our peers in Fort Lauderdale and throughout Broward County. And we want to maintain that. So we have always made ourselves available to grow our region economically, socially, recreationally. And now we are having a big environmental and safety discussion to ensure that we make the right decision as it relates to a very important and needed service, and that is garbage disposal in South Florida.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for taking time to come on the show, guys. If you're looking at the screen, I have Mayor May Messam's Instagram page up there. Follow him. Stay connected to the city of Miramar if you want to learn more about this, what's going on with the trash incinerator, and to sign the petition. Again, this has been another amazing episode of the Can We Talk podcast. Guys, follow us on all social media platforms. Head to HighLoNewsMiami.com. Sign up for our email newsletter. We have exclusive content there for our loyal followers. Guys, we'll have this information on our website as well. We actually already have an article on our website for you to learn more about what's going on with the trash incinerator in regards to the city of Miramar. Thank you again, Mayor Messam, for taking time to speak with us. This has been an amazing conversation. You got to come back when you guys have some more cool stuff so you could drop some information on what you guys are doing there in the city of Miramar. And again, thank you for being a friend of the show.
All right. Thanks so much. Look forward to being back.
Thank you. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.